finished second at the Midlands, and he beat 2 ranked opponents on his way to that second place finish.
Yeah, Ventresca, redshirt senior. Chapel, redshirt freshman. And these are the ones that, you know, Coach Keith Gavin has talked about, wrestlers being unranked. If you can get those ranked wins, you can get yourself into the top 33. You mentioned Chapel had a couple, but this one would certainly propel him if he got this upset.
This would give Chapel so much momentum going into the rest of these ACC duels for sure.
And for Virginia Tech on the other side, we talked to Coach Roby about bonus points, about how his team really needs to get bonus points, and that's what they need to improve on from the NCAA's last year. Ventresca is a guy right now that he's got to be thinking not only win, but bonus.
Exactly. He's looking for that fall, for that tech fall. He wants those near fall points, and as soon as he can get them, they're working the entire match, and they're wrestling all 7 minutes.
Clean shot there for Ventresca to get the takedown. A minute in, he's up 3-0. Trying to go right to a tilt series. He's got that ankle laced right now, trying to get the leg out. Chapel out for 1. Couple of fakes there from Ventresca. Try to duck under now, trying to get after his shots. Chapel's going to have to be careful not to get hit with a stalling here.
Absolutely. Chapel in this first period hasn't been the aggressor at much at all, to be honest, but he's got to wrestle fast and hard, and he has to be good at what he does in these takedowns, and we haven't seen him attempt one yet.
Another takedown for Ventresca. Got another really good shot. Leg is in right now for Ventresca. Looks like he's set on riding for these final seconds. So riding time will be up over a minute for Ventresca at the end of 1. He'll be up 6-1. Tony Roby, the head coach for Virginia Tech in his 9th season. Last year was the ACC Coach of the Year, and just a really great guy to talk to.
Yeah, Coach Roby was fantastic on that coach call earlier this week, and it's also something to note that last year in his 8th season, he got that ACC Coach of the Year award, but from those 8 seasons, he's won it 6 times going into 9 years as the head coach.
Ventresca will be on the bottom to begin the second period. Gets the wrist control out for 1. Chapel's one to not be overly aggressive. He's somebody more of a defensive type wrestler. But what I noticed, at least in the first period, Katie, and you know, we'll see if it continues here in the second, almost like he's wrestling on his heels a little bit, waiting for Ventresca to take his shot.
I think he's expecting Ventresca to do something like that, as you mentioned, but since the takedown has become 3 points, it's hard to be a defensive wrestler in this day and age unless you're able to work on bottom and get your reversals, and we just haven't seen that from Chapel in this match.
7-1 lead for Ventresca.
Greg, you mentioned the importance of bonus wins to the Hokies team this year, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now, and that's what Ventresca did at the Southern Scuffle, where he took first place with 3 of those 6 wins being bonus point matches.
He's had a major decision right now. If the match were to end at this moment, they'll give an escape, making 10-2. He's He's got 30 seconds, which you'd imagine he's going to try to pick up the pace and get another takedown. There it is. There's a stalling call we thought may come, and there is another takedown here for Ventresca. It's 13-2, final 10 seconds. And Chapel will have choice to begin the third. See what he decides. Well, here's a couple of takedowns, Katie.
Now, just looking at these, just so easy for Ventresca to slide in and get his takedown. Chapel tried to start a scramble, but Virginia Tech is so good at stopping those and just controlling everything on top. Same with this takedown here. There's not so much you can do if you're in that pit singlet.
So Chapel will go on the bottom. Optional start will be given. It's now 13-3. Ventresca, a two-time All-American, and he's looking better than ever here this season thus far.
Absolutely, this is what you would expect to see from the #4 wrestler in the country and a 2025 ACC champion. Ventresca is 100% in that All-American category right now.
16-3. He'll get the escape, go work for the technical fall. Takedown here will do it for Ventresca. Talked to Coach Roby about those bonus points, and this is a good way to start it here for the Hokies. Getting at least one, trying to get two is Ventresca.
This is Ventresca setting the tone for the rest of this match, especially in all of these ranked matchups that we have upcoming throughout the rest of the evening.
Another good shot. And Ventresca drives in, gets that ankle, and there's the takedown and the technical fall. 19-4. Ventresca gets the tech at 6 minutes and 31 seconds. And that'll give Virginia Tech a 5-0 lead.
This is exactly how Virginia Tech wanted to start this match. You could hear Coach Roby just giving his piece throughout last year's national champion, Lucas Bird, and he lost that by 3 points as a redshirt freshman.
Incredible start to the season and ranking number 11 right now in the nation. Talmadge trying to get a little aggressive early on here with Campbell. Trying to control wrists. Up to their feet. A lot of good hand control and hand fighting right now between these two.
Absolutely, Talmadge is working for that takedown, as you can see, trying to bring Campbell down to the mat, but Coach Roby told us on the call that Campbell is really good at controlling scrambles, and we're seeing that right now.
Showed it right there, and Talmadge looked like he had a good angle, but Campbell able to get back and face him. Nice drag there from Talmadge, but cannot get behind Campbell. Halfway through this first period, still scoreless. Duck under attempt there from Talmadge.
I like seeing how aggressive Talmadge has been during this match. We didn't see a lot of it with Chapel in the last match, but Talmadge didn't have the performance that he wanted to at Midland, so this is his chance to redeem himself and show why he's in this starting lineup.
Come on and get it. Let's get it. Pressure, pressure.
Continuing to get into tie-ups and try to hand fight, now looking for an underhook. Really have seen it all here in this first period, from the trying to fight wrists to the arm drags to duck unders, underhooks.
I mean, honestly, everything has been on par this first period for both wrestlers. They just haven't been able to finish. They've been able to scramble, but nothing's come of it. And we've been looking at wrist control almost the whole match, and both of those wrestlers have their hands taped up. So I can't imagine how much their hands are hurting whenever they're trying to hand fight.
Final seconds are going to come off here in the first. We're going to be scoreless at the end of one. Head coach Keith Gavin for the Panthers in his 9th season has done a great job here with the Panthers, 75-47 overall record.
Yeah, Gavin has just been a pillar to this Pitt wrestling program for just about as long as he's been here. He won that national title in 2008, and I think that set him up to show all of his wrestlers now what it takes to win that national title, and you can see it when he coached Nino Bonacorsi as well.
Campbell on the bottom here for this second period. Good job by Campbell to fight off those attempts. Talmadge took a lot of effort just to get him down and have him pop right back up. So it gives the escape.
This is a hard match for Talmadge. Campbell, if you can tell on TV, is significantly taller than him. It's hard to stay on top whenever you're shorter and your opponent gets up because their feet are down even when you're trying to lift them up in the air.
Pressure forward here from Campbell. Talmadge though doing a nice job of circling, getting back to the center.
1 minute in the second period, 1 minute.
Shot attempt there, just missed on the leg, and neither wrestler able to score.
The third time on a nice shot. That guy hasn't shot once. Stalling Virginia Tech.
Shot here, deep shot this time from Campbell. Shelving the leg, trying to climb up the body is Campbell. Now gets the leg high in the air. Talmadge trying to battle. Good trip, and Campbell's gonna get the takedown with just 10 seconds remaining in the period.
Talmadge has hung on this entire time. He just got himself caught there right at the end of this period.
Yeah, he did the best he could with trying to fight that up, but once that leg got shelved and lifted high in the air, Talmadge was in some trouble.
There's not too much you can do right there. He started to defend, but like you said, once that leg is shelved, what more can you do?
And really the trip was impressive by Campbell too.
Oh, it was. He really put some power into that trip as well. You could hear it in here whenever Talmadge hit the mat.
Talmadge will be on the bottom in this third period, trailing 4-0.
Ride time's not a factor right now, but if Talmadge gets up, he has to have a sense of urgency to at least tie this match and take it into sudden victory.
Get up and get out, Russell.
Talmadge trying to get those wrists.
Let's go.
A nice job of controlling that right wrist is Campbell.
Let's go.
I mentioned ride time not a factor, but it's getting close now. Just 10 more seconds of riding, and Campbell will have a potential another point, which will be huge. So he does get up over a minute.
Got 40 seconds. Let's go.
Looks like we'll get a stalemate with 41 seconds left.
Talmadge was able to get out of that hand control very late. It's been hard for him to build his base and try and work back up to get that escape point.
Whistle will be huge here. Talmadge gets a nice jump on it up to his feet. Campbell's got to get him back down to the mat. He does. Now a nice switch here, and Campbell wisely just gives the escape as opposed to trying to scramble there.
Working here on the edge of the mat, you might think at some point there's a stall warning for Virginia Tech, but we haven't seen one yet.
He hasn't gotten a stall warning this entire match. And there is the stall warning as his foot hit the hardwood. So that's the first stall warning. So he'd have to get a takedown and a stalling call here in the next 10 seconds to force overtime. And if you're Campbell here, just stay away. You can give the point. The riding time point will make it a 5-1 victory for Campbell and an 8-0 lead for Virginia Tech after 2 matches.
Campbell just showed exactly why he's ranked within the top 15 of this country, and earlier during this duel, Ventresca showed exactly why his Virginia Tech match is super important to them, so they're able to get all of their bonus points. Being in the top 11 in the country as a team and getting 1 bonus point is impressive, but imagine how much higher they could be if they had 34.5 bonus points like Penn State.
Being like Penn State is definitely a hard one to achieve, but that's the precedent that every team's shooting for, right? To knock off the best. And so bonus points is key to them. Moving to 141 pounds, Anthony Santaniello for the Panthers. He is wrestling from Virginia Tech, Tom Crook.
Tom Crook took a red shirt last season. We didn't see him compete for the Hokies, but this year he's been on a tear, 15-5 this season. He finished 5th at the Southeast Open, 3rd at the Southern Scuffle, and he's just ready to get himself back on the mat and get himself higher in the rankings.
When looking at how to project a potential winner before a match, this is one of those matches you highlight and say, this could go either way.
Absolutely, this matchup for one, they both have a lot of momentum going into this matchup, and they have a common opponent. They've both wrestled Dylan Chappell from Bucknell this year, and both of them beat him in a decision match. So just going off of that alone, it's still a toss-up. You could flip a coin.
And Chappell is one of the top wrestlers in the NCAA in the top 33, so certainly a good guy to be a barometer for both these guys. And we mentioned it in the last match, and we're seeing it a lot here too, some good hand fighting back and forth between the wrestlers.
I feel like that's a very underrated part of wrestling, is trying to see who gets control in this neutral position, because it leads to all of these takedowns that we see. If you're able to snap down off the hands or slide off the hands, it'll help you so much more.
One information first period.
Just under a minute to go in this first period. Still scoreless. Going in on a shot is Crook. Santaniello with the whizzer. Dives down on the ankles. Good job by Crook there. And now he's got the takedown and looking for a cradle.
Santaniello tried so hard to roll through that leg up, and then he just missed and was stuck on his back for a moment. The ref almost started to go down and start looking for a pin, but he was able to get himself out of that situation.
Crook's going to stay right there in this position to hold off any points coming to Santaniello, and a 3-0 lead.
That was just some terrible luck for Santaniello, trying to stay in that whizzer, and then we see the shelf start coming through. He tries to roll, and then right there he gets stuck. You see the ref start going down a little. He's trying to work on a takedown, but his head's just too tucked, and he gets stuck in that cradle.
Yeah, I like the hip drop, too, from Crook, and that helped where the Santaniello not be able to hit that full roll. Crook up to his feet, trying to peel the hands. Right on the edge of the mat. Santaniello will drive him out of bounds.
Santaniello coming off of a second-place finish at the Midlands Championships. On his way to that championship match, he defeated number 9 Seth Romney from Cal Poly, which was a huge win for him. It gave him so much momentum going into the rest of that tournament and hopefully into the rest of the season.
First caution on Crook. Santaniello not able to get good position once Crook got to his feet, so gives the escape. 4-0. Crook out in front.
Come on, Anthony.
Crook trying to move Santaniello around a little bit.
Crook's been very good at wrestling on his toes in this match. You hardly ever see him hanging back, and he's never hanging his hands either. He's trying to stay in control the entire time in neutral.
Santaniello wants to stay upper body on his side of things, trying to work those underhooks and stay up high. Nice ankle pick there from Crook, and Santaniello just unable to defend it. Santaniello will have choice to begin the third period. Look at this smooth ankle pick here from Crook.
This was so nice. You just see Santaniello. He's not changing his levels. He leaves himself wide open, and Crook capitalizes on that takedown, and he's able to stay on top the rest of the period.
Virginia Tech now up to 8 takedowns. The Panthers looking for their first in this match.
And this is just our third weight class. We got 7 more to go.
Virginia Tech looking strong here early on. And this is their first duel since November when they wrestled in the collegiate duels. Since then, they've wrestled in only individual tournaments. And that's something we talked to Coach Roby about. And he mentioned that, you know, it's a mind that they're going to have to adjust, right? Just being able to come in and have to wrestle one match and be ready to go immediately. It's like, not that there's any easy matches in NCAAs, but you know, a lot of times that first one, sometimes you can get some, you can warm up a little bit to a degree, where now this one, you're right into it, first match.
Right, this style of wrestling with the spotlight, everyone's just on you, it has to be daunting, and it has to affect you mentally as you start going into these, whereas a tournament, the lights are on, there are 16 other matches happening, so it's just you and your coach in your corner. So this is definitely an adjustment for the Virginia Tech team, whereas the Pitt team is a little bit more duel heavy and less focused on tournaments.
Doing a nice job of riding here is Crook. He's up over a minute on the ride time, but he's going to have to ride for the entire period if he wants to get the major decision. Again, something that Virginia Tech has talked about with those bonus points. This is crucial here for Crook. If he wants to get that bonus, is to ride for this entire 2 minutes. He's got the ride time points secured. Stalling call on Santaniello underneath. For him, he needs to try to get out and get that escape. Avoid another point going to Virginia Tech. But it is not looking good. Crook will ride for the 2 minutes, get the riding time point, win by major decision, 8-0. And that puts the Hokies up 12-0 in this duel.
This is exactly what Coach Roby talked about. They wanted all of these bonus.
Calling guy coming in highly touted. Two-time state champion from Pennsylvania. Cade Brown from St. Ed's, another strong wrestling program. And he's got a lot of accolades on his side as well. So two young guys, highly recruited, wrestling here in the ACC.
Colin Guy just last year finished his high school career 182 wins in that 4-year time span, and 103 of those came by way of pin, which is something almost unheard of.
Cade Brown trying to change levels here. Guy just very steady.
Guys stepping in the lineup this year, filling in the shoes of national champion and national runner-up Caleb Hinson.
Yeah, Guy who's taking his red shirt this year. Brown looking to try to finish off an outside single attempt. Trying to displace that ankle. It looks like they're looking for a stalemate. Both guys just sitting there. They'll take that stalemate.
Not too much left for them to do whenever you get stuck in a position like that. You kind of see the mutual agreement as they both just wait for the whistle.
Snap down there for Guy. Drag by attempt, now an outside single here for Brown. Guy, a very good scrambler. Gonna try to come out on top here, lacing that ankle. Driving in, cross-face attempt. Trying to get Brown off the leg. Cradle locked in, and there's the 3 points for Guy, just with final seconds of that first period.
Like you said, Guy is just so good in those scramble situations, and he's able to come out on top. And Brown got himself in such a hard position right here. He has control of the leg, but then he goes and he ducked his head under, and he gets himself stuck in that cradle.
So Colin Guy takes the early lead. He'll be on the bottom for the second period. Colin Guy looking to try to get himself in the rankings, and a win over a ranked wrestler like Cade Brown will certainly help with that as he gets the escape. Now on the ankle. And we get it potentially dangerous. This was another one of those matches coming in. You had to say, hey, this could be another toss-up match. Virginia Tech got the first one with a bonus point as well. We'll see what happens here with Guy leading early on.
Absolutely, and Guy had his welcome to college wrestling moment at the national duels, but Brown's still working in here on this shot.
He's got to try to work up the body. He's in on that leg. Got that second ankle. Looks like he's got one laced as well. looks like he has got that arm free. Still no control awarded yet. Guy's trying to hang on. And there's the takedown.
You see Gavin in the corner start looking for those swipes that he wanted to see so badly, not able to get them just yet.
And Guy able to somehow get free. Those final seconds, getting points in the first and the second period. And Guy's up 5-3.
Right, and this takedown that we just saw here was Pitt's first of the night. He's just scrambling on top. There's no points awarded. And then we finally get it. You see Keith Gavin standing up in the background, which isn't something you see too often at a Pitt wrestling duel.
Brown's going to go neutral to begin the third. Riding time not a factor. One thing you got to be impressed with on the Virginia, point scoring late. We've seen it in this match in particular in both periods, but in a couple other matches as well. Getting the takedowns late so they can't get the escape, or they're giving up a takedown but getting a quick escape.
Yeah, Virginia Tech is a very strategic wrestling team. We've been able to hear their coaches call out how much time's left on the clock, and as soon as they hear it, they're taking a shot because they want to extend their lead or they want to keep on their defense and start defending shots.
That was also the first takedown from the Panthers here. Happened in the fourth match. Colin Guy hit for stalling, his first. And we're gonna get a stalemate.
Started to look like he was running out of steam there at the end, which isn't something we've seen with the Virginia Tech wrestlers in their past matches.
Couple of steps backwards for Colin Guy. He's totally defense mode at this point. Brown trying to get in on the legs, does again. Not trying to work out the back door here. Another stalemate.
Brown's got to take these next 23 seconds and start working with a sense of urgency. Ride time's not a factor here, and he's got to get a shot in, or we've got to see a warning and then a takedown.
First steps are backwards for Guy. Surprised he's not hit with a stalling call. There it is. Penalty point makes it 5-4. 10 seconds left. Brown's going to have to hit some kind of toss or a duck. A shot attempt's not going to do it. And that is going to be it. Colin Guy of Virginia Tech will win 5-4. And Evans coming down to 157, was spending some time at 165, but 57 his more natural weight. And Coach Gavin mentioned that he's feeling really strong and really good here at 157.
Yeah, Dylan Evans, he's had a great season, especially since he's bumped back down to 157. His way more natural weight for sure. He won Midlands, so it's setting him up for more momentum going into the dual season.
And Ethan Miller, new to Virginia Tech.
Miller transferred in from Maryland, where he was having a lot of success over there. NCAA qualifier last season, 23-5 record, and he finished 6th at Big Tens, which within the Big Ten Conference is very hard to do.
Looks like Evans may have got poked in the eye there, so quick whistle. If you're the Panthers wanting any chance at this dual meet, Evans has to stop the bleeding here.
Yeah, this is whenever Pitt has to start putting some points on that team board. He's been working very hard since he's gotten back down to 157, and Evans is a very exciting and fun wrestler to watch because you never see him stop working.
Evans trying to defend this shot. We'll see what Miller decides to do here. to get that leg free. Good job by Evans. Just continued to hop and work.
Yeah, this is the loudest the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse has been all night whenever Miller put that foot down.
1 minute remaining in the period.
One thing about Dylan Evans is, you know, he's going to go a full 7 minutes. He's one of those rare guys that Keith Gavins mentioned after a match. He's one of the rare people that could go another match. He just has an unreal motor.
Dylan Evans is, like you said, he's one of those guys that can go the whole match, but he's also one of the most conditioned wrestlers in the NCAA. He's able to get in on those shots whenever his opponents are tired at the end of the periods, like we're witnessing right now.
Good funk roll here from Miller. Try to fight this off, and they go out of bounds. I wish they had a little more max. I'd like to see where that would have went.
Oh my gosh, that was an awesome sequence we just saw right there for sure. Now they've got to go back to neutral and try to finish out this period.
It'll be scoreless here at the end of one. And this was the action that we just talked about.
It was just a great little single leg. He starts trying to elevate, and then just such a funky move to be able to reach down on Evans' other leg for Miller.
And this is the way those two were positioned. Like I said, if there's a little more mat room there, I wonder how it would have ended up. Quick escape for Miller. Double leg attempt. Great shot here from Miller, but he's not able to finish yet, and he does there. That was a deep double leg.
Absolutely, that's one of the places where Pitt gets hurt the most, is the level changes that they just aren't able to capitalize on. They get caught standing up a lot, and that goes throughout all of their weight classes. You see here, Evans starts going up, and he misses the level change, and he's so deep in on that double leg, like you said, that Miller's gonna be able to finish that takedown.
Evans almost fought that off, landed on his feet, but then Miller able to finish and get the big takedown. Quick escape for Evans. Looks like we got a blood time here.
Little bit of a break for both of these wrestlers, and both of which have wrestled this entire match. We haven't seen anyone stop. No one's looked too winded. And like we mentioned earlier, Dylan Evans did such a great job at Midlands, and he's had all of this momentum rolling into the rest of this season.
Look at the Midlands results for Dylan Evans. Attack and a fall, followed by 2 decisions to win the title.
Go ahead, Greg. I'm sorry.
I was just say that's the momentum that he needed really to get underway here.
Yeah, absolutely. Midlands is a tough tournament too, because you see a lot of guys who are wrestling within that open division, and they might be a little bit older. You're wrestling maybe a couple high school kids here and there, but Evans showed that he's capable of finishing all the way through a tournament, which is exactly what you want to see, especially come March.
– 4-1 lead for Miller. Continuous head taps. See if either wrestler decides to take one here with 10 seconds left.
This is the most mild wrestling we've seen this match.
Yeah.
This is the least amount of action we've had.
Blood stoppage slowed them down a bit. You look at the takedowns to this point. Virginia Tech has had one in every single match. Pitt with 1 takedown so far through 4 matches. Evans will look to change that here after a quick escape if he can get it. Miller drives him out.
And this just puts Pitt in a harder spot whenever you look at the rest of their ACC schedule going into these duels, because depending on how well you do there, it's going to seed you for the ACC tournament and then going into that national tournament as well. But one thing we've continued to see from Evans, that mat return, he got right back up on his feet. He's continuously working, and he's going to reap the benefits.
This should be an exciting third period. You mentioned it kind of slowed down a bit at the end of the second. I got a feeling we're going to see some fireworks here in the third.
That's exactly what you want to. Evans, he's got to work with a sense of urgency here, still trying to wrestle clean, not get himself caught anywhere. And Miller, he's going to start circling the mat a little bit more, going out. Maybe we're looking at a couple stalling calls here.
No stalling calls as of yet on either wrestler. Evans just trying to push him to that out-of-bounds line. And we're going to get out-of-bounds call. Halfway through this third, a 4-2 lead for Miller. Down to 50 seconds left. Shot attempt here. Evans trying to pull the leg in.
Your Evans here, you got to find the strength. We've been talking about him wrestling the whole match, and now he's got to make our words come true.
Out of bounds. Good awareness there from Evans to casually get that leg to the hardwood to get the fresh start.
Way better to reset in that neutral position instead of being stuck under.
Virginia Tech coaches noticed it, wanted to get a stalling call there, but Evans not trying to get an underhook. Stalling call for Miller is first. So Evans is going to have to really turn up the heat here, final 15. Couple more shot attempts inside, nice outside shot, but a good counter there from Miller.
Miller's just been on this defense all match long, and it has paid off for him in the end.
And Miller of Virginia Tech is going to win 4-2. And now it is 18-0 Virginia Tech out in front. Back with more on the ACC Network.
Kessler actually topped Church 5-1, and that helped put the Panthers up last year.
These two both from the Pittsburgh area. Mac Church going to Waynesburg High School. Jared Kessler going to Connellsville High School. Both guys are state champions here in Pennsylvania, have trained together quite a bit. Never wrestled each other in the high school days, but certainly wrestled each other a ton in the practice room. Another one of those toss-up matches that we looked at here in the middle weights. Virginia Tech has won them all so far.
Yeah, Virginia Tech, they've just done exactly what they came here to do, and that is to dominate. Pitt still has a chance, but they're going to need all of the bonus points they can to be able to top on that team score.
Kessler was looking for a leg there. Shot from Church. Kessler gets behind and gets the opening takedown.
That's just the second takedown we've seen for the Panthers during this entire dual meet.
Kessler just capitalized on a sloppy shot from Church, frankly, but reacted quick and got the takedown.
Yeah, whenever you take a shot, you have to wrestle through and you have to try and finish it. And he caught himself on almost the edge of Kessler's shoe, it seemed, and Kessler was able to get behind and get those 3 points for himself.
Church was able to quickly escape, so 3-1. Back into a tie-up. Down to 20 seconds left here in the first. Couple of snap down attempts. Back into the tie-up. Kessler will have a 3-1 lead at the end of one. And he got it with some defense.
I mean, you just look at the shot that Church goes in on, and he misses the foot by just a fingertip, and Kessler's able to go in and sneak in on that other leg and finish for the 3 points.
Kessler on the bottom here in the second. Up to his feet. Church trying to get him down the mat, but takes him out of bounds.
He's hanging.
Kessler up to his feet. Church trying to find a way to bring him back down to the mat. Gets on an ankle, and he's going to have to find a way to bring him down to the mat.
Yeah.
Kessler out for one.
Nice out, Jared.
These guys wrestling like they know each other pretty well.
Yeah, one would imagine, absolutely, for sure, Greg, but they are both NCAA qualifiers from last year. I don't believe they met in that bracket, with Kessler finishing 5th and Church finishing 3rd.
Good fake attempt there from Kessler, but didn't do much with it. Church will have choice to begin the third period. Imagine he'll go on the bottom. Mentioned Tony Roby looking at trying to get bonus points. He's got 3 of them here tonight. 2 off a tech and 1 off a major.
And this is exactly what Roby wanted. We've discussed it so much, and this is one match where it could have gone either way. Thus far, it's gone in Pitt's favor. There's still 2 more minutes of wrestling to be had, but you never know what will happen in this back half of the weight class, especially where Pitt's stronger wrestlers live.
Church trying to get hand control up to his feet. He'll get out for 1. 4-2. Neither wrestler has a stalling call. Ride time is not a factor.
Get him early. Let's go get him early.
both wrestlers wrestling with a little bit of a sense of urgency right now, but Kessler's so far been very good about keeping himself in the center of the mat. And whenever you're up like this, the last thing you want to do is get caught being apprehensive and start pushing yourself out. And then that's whenever you start getting all of those stall warnings.
Back into tie-ups. Now Church trying to take a few more fakes, trying to set up a shot.
Kessler doing a good job of staying low and staying even. He's not standing up too much, and he hasn't let himself get caught.
Shot attempt here from Church. Sprawl back from Kessler. Yeah, great positioning here from Kessler. And really where he's standing position-wise and what he's doing, I've not seen a potential stall call should have come, because I think he's not stalling at all.
No, he's wrestled the entire time, and he's been so good on his feet, and he just defended that last shot so well, and he's going to come out with a well-deserved victory.
Yeah, Church just unable to get to his offense, and Kessler will get the Panthers on the board with a 4-2 victory.
That's just exactly what the Panthers needed, starting to go into the back end of this weight class. Luca Augustine, who aren't ranked, that would start at other schools, and maybe that's the kind of match we see here.
For the Panthers, you want to see Augustine get to his offense early. See if you can get some bonus points here to pick up some momentum in the back half after Jared Kessler gets him on the board.
Deziante last year spent his time at the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, where he was an NCAA qualifier, finished 13-2 in the duels in the SoCon. So interesting to see what he'll do in ACC wrestling this season.
Head taps. Augustine tried to get in on a shot there, fought off by Deziante. Just about a minute to go here in this first period. Seeing these last couple matches, they are heavy on the head in these tie-ups.
It's a great way to divert your opponent, start trying to go at their hands while one of your hands is at their head. They're not able to look as much, and they're too focused on getting their vision back instead of being able to see where their hands are.
Augustine trying to get on a shot. Really unable to get in on those legs. Looks like we're going to be scoreless here at the end of one. The Pitt Panthers have several NCAA returning qualifiers from a year ago. Max Stout, an All-American last year, finishing in 7th place. Luke Augustine and Dayton Pitzer, both guys who were in the blood round before falling, but a number of guys trying to get back to the NCAA tournament.
Absolutely, and you see Luca Augustine on there. That blood round match, I just happened to watch it. It was such a heartbreaker to see, but whenever you get to March and you start in that big tournament run, it's hard. Everyone's all beat up, and it's all of the upsets you wouldn't imagine would happen.
Desciante with the quick escape. Snap down attempt for Augustine. If you're looking for one example of how hard it is to come back year after year in the NCAA for wrestling, just look at Augustine as an example, right? Finishing the top 12. Both guys are hit with stalling here. Finishing the top 12 of the blood round, close to being an All-American, and now he's ranked number 23 here this year. So just shows how tough it is.
Absolutely. It's just such an uphill battle every single year for all of these wrestlers. Whenever you're at the top of the food chain or near it, all anyone's goal is to take you down. And sadly, that's where Augustine's found himself after a couple of really hard losses. But there's still so much wrestling left in this season.
Both guys with a stalling call here. Could be a factor if we don't see any scoring here in the second. Shot attempt there from Desciante. Really, neither wrestler has been close.
No, it's been a very interesting match. We know how good Augustine is on defense, and Desciante seems to be showing himself as being very good on defense as well.
You mentioned Augustine and where he's ranked. 5 total wrestlers ranked here at 174 in the ACC. Augustine right in the middle of that pack.
Yeah, the ACC wrestling, especially at 174, is just such a gauntlet to go through. Maddie Singleton, great wrestler. Everyone else there, great wrestler. And it's anyone's day of the week that they could win and take home that ACC title, and it's going to set them up great for the NCAA tournament.
So the quick escape from Augustine. Riding time not a factor. Both guys with a stalling call. We'll see what happens here in this third. Tied at 1.
Augustine's been trying so hard to get some shots in. Desciante's got the height advantage over him, so it's hard whenever your opponent's able to keep their legs back a little bit further and still be on their toes, whereas Augustine has to wrestle in a little bit closer because of his stouter build.
Now trying to go for an underhook. Augustine trying to think of a different way to get some points on the board. Down to 40 seconds left. Down to 20 seconds left, losing the headgear is Augustine.
Come on, Luca, finish strong, buddy, come on.
It's like a headgear issue for Augustine. He's got to try to find one of his teammates that he can use.
Just about 20 seconds left in this match. You have to think, are you going to fight with that sense of urgency, or are you going to try and settle it in overtime?
It's almost like an extended overtime, right? You get a takedown here, it's going to be over. We will head to overtime, tied at 1. So no takedowns after they basically wrestled all 7 minutes on their feet, barring maybe 20 seconds of it. Shot in here from Desiante.
Seeing that good defense from Augustine that all of these Pitt fans are so used to watching, but at some point you have to get on your offense and take that shot, because that's the only way you're going to be able to win this match.
Back into a tie-up. In on the ankle, great job by Augustine to get free there. That looked like danger zone for a moment.
Yeah, just Desiante starting to go out there and take his shots, and he's looking to be a more aggressive wrestler than he was in regulation.
He's definitely been more on the offensive side as Desiante. Gets in on the ankle again. Closest we've seen somebody get in on the legs. Augustine's got to fight this off for the final 10 seconds. Looks like there's going to be no takedowns here in the sudden victory period.
Augustine got himself in a little bit of a funny position there at the end. If Desiante would have been able to turn himself around, it would have been a guaranteed takedown for him, but he just got himself stuck in a way where he wasn't able to move.
And he caught that ankle. If not for that, Augustine spins behind and wins the match. So talk about it's really a match of inches here. Desiante on the bottom for the first 30 seconds. Augustine he needs to work up the body. Don't want to get hit with a stalling call.
Augustine trying so hard to stay in control in this match.
And we get a stalemate.
Both head coaches up on their feet now, trying to see the rest of this match through in these tiebreaker periods.
Desiante trying to get to his feet. Trying to peel the hands. Augustine able to bring him down to the mat. Huge 30-second ride for Luca Augustine. Now Augustine will get his turn.
Yeah, and if you're a Virginia Tech fan here, you want to see that ride time start counting down. Desiante up a little high right here.
Augustine will get free for one. Now he's got to try to circle. You don't want to get hit with a stalling call here.
Right, you got to finish out the rest of this little period so you can secure that win for your team.
Augustine needs to stay in good position. Desiante with a shot. And Augustine will fight this off, and he will win 2-1. And that'll make it an 18-6 Virginia Tech lead. Back-to-back wins for the Panthers.
That was just such a battle for both of these wrestlers. Augustine, he just capitalized on this, and it was fantastic to see.
So big win for Luca Augustine. And when we come, obviously a must win for the Panthers to stay alive in this duel. There's one more loss, or one more win for Virginia Tech. would seal it. Because even with 2 falls, they wouldn't be able to come back. So Panthers in must-win mode.
And Chase Kranitz wrestling for the Panthers right now. He isn't a guy we've talked about a lot this season. Just entering the lineup this year, being the full-time starter, and honestly, he's done a good job. The matches that he's lost, he's gotten himself caught in tough positions, so it's just working on cleaning up everything he does during practice.
Certainly had some practice time over the holidays to try to do that. Start with a ranked win, and in on a nice shot here is Kranitz trying to finish, and a great takedown there.
Is such a strong and heavy wrestler. It's just something interesting that is so different from Reese Heller, who was in this 184 spot.
Got in on that single and was able to pick it up high in the air. Got deep and got the takedown. Not sure what they're checking here on the side. I mean, to me, it looked like a clean takedown, but
I think the takedown was fine. Were they looking at inbounds maybe for that escape for Bullock?
Or even to see if there was a locked hands potentially once he had the takedown. Although I didn't see it there. I mean, look, let's take a look one more time here. Certainly in on the shot. Right there, maybe there's a locked hands there potentially, depending on when they gave the takedown.
Yeah, maybe just his fingers overlap for that split second.
So it will be a 1-point penalty. So it will be a penalty point awarded to Kranitz.
Illegal hold there for Bullock. Something neither of us were able to catch.
Yeah, I did not catch it at all. Said with a cutback, but didn't quite see it. Regardless, Kranitz gets the penalty point. He's up 4-1. Bullock in on a shot now.
Bullock himself has had a very interesting route to get to Virginia Tech. Previously at Michigan, he didn't have too much success until the 23-24 season, where he did qualify for the NCAAs. But something else to know, in high school, Bullock was a Fargo Greco-Roman All-American, so it definitely changes your wrestling style whenever you're just wrestling with all that upper body.
Good shot here. Nice job defending that by Kranitz. It's good action here at 184.
It's looking like Kranitz has started to find a lot of his momentum, and just looking at that replay there, look at that defense. That is absolutely crazy that he was able to defend that shot.
Inside single attempt, switching to the outside. And Bullock, after giving up that opening takedown, has really been getting into his offense. And he's gonna get that, oh, time runs out. I thought they may give it to him right before the time ran out.
No eyes on the clock that time, didn't hear anyone shouting that 30-second breakdown, but he starts looking and he's trying to shelf the leg, and Kranitz is still able to have a little bit of control in this match, and it just wasn't called.
Yeah, he needed about 2 more seconds, maybe not even 2, maybe 1 to get that takedown. Quick escape for Bullock, makes it 4-2. Shot attempt here from Kranitz, inside single. Trying to keep driving in. Good hip action there from Bullock. But Kranitz is going to be able to finish.
What a crazy scramble that we just saw right there, Greg. Just starting with trying to capitalize on that single, shelf it. Bullock starts getting behind a little bit, but then Kranitz starts capitalizing on the mistakes of his opponent, and that's something we haven't seen this season. So this match is just showing the growth of Kranitz this year.
For a second there, he went down to try to get that second leg, and I thought he was going to lose that takedown opportunity completely. He was able to regroup, suck that leg back in. And to your point, a great scramble from both guys, really, but Kranitz able to get out on top, get that takedown. Now we're going to get blood time here. So let's look back at the takedown here from Kranitz.
Just looking in, such a great shot going up, and then, like you said, he starts trying to reach for the second leg, and luckily, he still kept a hold of that single.
It was great hip action from Bullock, and for a moment, it looked like he was going to be able to escape it, but then Kranitz does a nice job to regroup and get the takedown.
And that's where you see Kranitz learning from his mistakes. Earlier in this year, he's lost a lot of heartbreakers to guys like Princeton's Cole Mulhauser, and he is just in control of the whole match, and then you make one mistake and it's over like that. So it's good to see that he's been able to improve this season.
Seven, 7-3 lead for Kranitz. So they will have choice and expect Kranitz to go on the bottom.
Riding time not a factor in this match.
Kranitz looking for that wrist control. Looks like Bullock's looking for cradles. Looked on each side. Now he's going to give the escape. Wants to work on his feet. You mentioned that Greco-Roman background. This could be the area he looks for a toss.
And this is the time to look for a toss, especially whenever we get late into this third period and you're just trying to win in any way that you can.
And a shot attempt there. Nice duck under there from Bullock, and he's going to get the takedown and look to quickly give the escape. Yeah, that was slick.
That was a great takedown, and both wrestlers, and they called the stall. I was just about to say you got to circle in right there.
As soon as he got the level change, as we talk about, he's able to get that duck under.
Kranitz still up here late, but we've seen Pitt have issues being up late in the third period, and that's whenever they start to circle out and they start to get some stall warnings and stall calls that become detrimental to the rest of the match.
He certainly can give another, and Kranitz in on a late, but loses it. Still a lot of time left for another attempt.
Kranitz still working towards the edge of the mat, which is absolutely not what you want, especially with the current stall warning.
I'm not sure I'd dive into the legs there, too, with only 20 seconds left.
No, you want to be able to wrestle clean here, and sometimes trying to go in on legs is going to put you in a really tough position.
At this point, I'd be willing to give a stall, give the point. Just don't give up the takedown. Stay right here if you're Kranitz, final seconds. And Chase Kranitz is going to get a 9-6 victory. And that'll make it 18-9. Virginia Tech out in front.
That's just a great ranked win for Kranitz. It's going to give him so much confidence going into this ACC slate where he's going to be facing.
And it was the marquee matchup of the state tournament that year, but it had to happen in the semis as opposed to the finals. And Sasso won that one 9-6. Both coaches brought it up, which I was kind of surprised about because obviously it's been a few years. They're now, well established in their collegiate careers. And they just talked about the psychological factor, right, of knowing that they've wrestled each other in a big matchup in the past. But obviously, wrestling-wise, a lot's changed from style.
Yeah, for sure. And just the way that high school wrestling is versus college wrestling with time changes and maybe points are scored differently, and you're going to learn new things. And it's just funny that they ended up in the same conference and we see them wrestling each other in familiar territory once again.
This will be a matchup that'll happen for a couple of more years, for sure.
Elevate the elbow.
Should say at least another year after this year.
Yeah, Stout working on a little bit more of a shortened timeline than Sasso, but Stout has used that time so well with that 2025 ACC championship, becoming another All-American for Pitt and the first since 2023 when Nino Bonacorsi won a national title.
And on the leg, Stout trying to drive, and he'll get the opening takedown.
Sasso quick to get back on his feet. You can tell he's just trying to wrestle this whole match, and typically the 197 matches might be a little bit slower, but he's continued to work this entire time, even after that takedown.
It's really smooth here from Stout. It's almost like a slow motion type takedown. I think Sasso just was kind of caught off guard a bit.
Honestly, I was caught off guard a bit. You see Stout go down, and you almost kind of expect Sasso to hop over, and then Stout is able, he's right at Sasso's feet, and he was able to get those 3 points up.
Escape for Sasso.
Last year, Sasso was having a great season for Virginia Tech, just working so hard, and then he ended up getting injured and sat out the rest of the season.
Trying to step in here is Sasso. Gets Stout off balance. Out of bounds. Final seconds coming off, and Stout will have a 3-1 lead after one. Mentioned that matchup in 2022, and here it is, the 9-6 win for Sasso. Stout ended up coming back for third place. Sasso ended up winning the state title that year.
Yeah, and it's just something if you're Stout, that's such a heartbreaker. It's your senior year, you're ranked 1 or 2 in the state, and then somehow you just end up on the same side as the number 2 or the number 1 in the bracket.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Escape for Stout. In on a leg. Stout trying to turn the corner with it.
Work, Mac, work! Get behind him! Work! Work!
Bring the leg up.
Work!
Controlling the hip.
There you go.
Good trip. And there's the takedown. Mat return there. And Stout trying to turn it to get some back points. Out of bounds.
Stout just working in on that leg so hard. You can almost see him start trying to hop over that back foot, and Sasso realizes he needs to be able to make himself get long. He starts extending out, and then it's just a matter of waiting for Stout to elevate that leg and then get that takedown off that trip.
How about the strength of Stout, being able to hold on to that ankle and then grab a hold of the hip, and Sasso can't get that leg free. It's just so tight the way Stout was holding it in.
Yeah, he was in a funky position. I don't know how he was able to maintain balance.
Both guys step out of bounds. Stout trying to get the riding time up. Sasso slow to his feet. Stout again drops down on the leg. He's gonna have to try to find a way, and he's just gonna let it go. But does get the riding time over a minute.
We still have about 2 minutes left after this 20-second stint is over, so that ride time could make a difference in this match.
Sasso will have choice for the third, so. 7-2 after 2.
This has been just a dominant match for Stout thus far, and it's been a dominant career for Stout as well. You see last year, All-American, he got that ACC championship title as the #1 seed, and then the Panthers' Choice Athlete of the Year is from Olive Pit Athletics, and they picked the best male and female athletes out of any of their sports, and Stout was able to come home with that out of sports like football and basketball and track and field and baseball and every male sport that Pitt has. And Stout was voted the #1 male athlete here at the University of Pittsburgh.
He had a great season a year ago. Obviously outside the top 8 in rankings right now, so trying to improve upon that with a win here. Sasso does get the escape. 1:16 of riding time right now for Stout. So he doesn't have it secured at this point. But now Sasso trying to get on his offense. A little misdirection shot from Stout. Now he's in on the ankle. Lift that leg high in the air again. Gets a hold of that second ankle. No takedown yet.
He's unable to get his head out of that nice hold that Sasso has him in. No points.
Gets up on the hip, and there's the takedown awarded. Now, if he rides for the balance of this third, he'll get a major decision. That's still a long time, 28 seconds.
Absolutely, and Sasso hasn't been bad on bottom. He's just continuously got himself caught in these positions.
No stalling calls yet for Stout either, so keep that in mind.
Let's go, Stout.
Get the escape. Looks like Stout is just going to stay away as opposed to trying to get that takedown.
I mean, when you're in this spot and there might be a major decision on the line at some point in the future, you want to be able to stay on your defense, and he's done a great job of circling in this match, and he's able to finish with it.
So the ride time point makes an 11-4 decision for Max Stout. But first and foremost, he's looking to get a win. Mullen beat him the first go-round, and then Pittsburgh beat him in the ACC Finals.
Pittsburgh beat Mullen in sudden victory in the championship, but then during the regular season, Mullen just had his way, in a sense, with Pittsburgh, able to give him that major decision win. And so I think going in with that little bit of confidence, sometimes you just get caught in the back of your head of like, can I beat him again? So maybe it was a mental thing, or maybe he just got a little too confident and Pittsburgh was able to sneak his way in.
Minute in, no score.
We have seen Pittsburgh in these situations before where a fall by him could be clutch for the team score. In that Princeton match, he defeated Sebastian Garibaldi, and that put the Panthers up 20-19. So there was no other way they were going to win, unless off of criteria somehow. But just being able to be that anchor for his team has been so instrumental this season.
Yeah, definitely at least keeps it within the discussion. First and foremost for Pittsburgh, who is ranked at 17, Mullen at 12. It's getting that win over a higher ranked opponent. And then from there, trying to see if he can get the Panthers to tie this dual meet.
Mullen coming into this match with so much rolling momentum. He was the Southern Scuffle champ. He had a 17-second pin in his first match, which is just honestly so scary. I can't imagine just going out there, shaking hands, and then the next second you are flat on your back and there's not much else that you can do.
Especially in the NCAA. And a lot of heavy head work here in this first period. Final seconds coming off. Scoreless at the end of one. So Virginia Tech dominant in the first 5 matches. 10 takedowns to Pitt's 1. But since it's been the Panthers getting those takedowns, leading 6-1. So 11-7 overall on the takedown side as we start the second period on our feet.
Yeah, and that's where Pitt really thrives, is in the back half of their weight class. They have so much experience there with all of their NCAA qualifiers, and just the quality of people they have in their wrestling room that work with their upper weights is just, it's such a great group, and you're able to see it in the dual setting and in the tournament setting.
Jimmy Mullen has been going heavy on the head of Dayton Pitzer.
This is definitely an interesting matchup just based on the size difference alone. Pitzer has always been a little bit more on the smaller side for heavyweight, and then Mullen is definitely a true heavyweight for sure. You can tell just by his build, he's a little bit bigger in the shoulders than Pitzer.
He's trying to throw those heavy hands.
Pitzer trying to get in on some shots here, and it's hard whenever you're wrestling a guy like Jimmy Mullen, just because he's so strong on top that the last thing you want to do is get yourself caught and then spend so much time trying to get out off the bottom.
Shot here from Mullen, he gets deep. Pitzer's got 20 seconds to defend.
20 seconds! 10 seconds!
Just looking for the ankles.
10 seconds.
Pitzer seeing if he can try to work up the body a bit, but he will fight it off. Scoreless after 2. Now Pitzer with choice, he'll go on the bottom. Trying to get up to his feet. Mullen able to bring him back down. Now tries to go high up top. Got to keep an eye on the ride time as well. Obviously, there was no ride time in the second. Pitzer to his feet. He's got to peel the hands, and he will. And only 35 seconds of ride time, so it's a non-factor. Mullen is going to need a takedown.
And this is where you start seeing kind of the confidence of Mullen whenever he wrestles. And Pitzer, the last thing you want to be here is timid. You want to be alert, and you want to be on your defense, and you want to stay in the center of the mat.
1 minute to go. Mullen had the deepest shot in the first 2 periods. Neither wrestler with a stalling call, something to keep in mind. Mullen was trying to set up that shot. Now back heavy on the head. Snap down there off the wrist, and Mullins drives into Pitzer. Now in on the leg. He's got the ankle. Pitzer trying to whizzer on that shoulder. And Pitzer able to get that ankle free.
Just some great defense by Pitzer, and Mullen starting to get a little bit sloppy here at the end of this match, but you got to keep wrestling and you got to stay on your defense.
They credit the action from Mullen, but Pitzer just trying to hold on in this spot, and he will. A 1-0 victory for Dayton Pitzer.
Just a great win for Pitzer, giving him a lot of confidence here at the end of the match. The Panthers may not have won in that team score, but just going in with this momentum, it's going to help them out so much as they continue their ACC duels.
So the 18-15 win for Virginia Tech. First 5 go to Virginia Tech, second 5 to Pitt, Katie.
Yeah, Greg, this is just something that we've seen so often. The team scores a lot closer this year than last year where Virginia Tech took that match, but just going into the rest of this season, it's telling you what you need